What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today heading to Tampa. We are almost there. Gonna shoot a car. Well, I'm going to a shop that has a few cars, I believe. I don't even know, but the gentleman messaged me on Instagram saying, hey, I got these cars, this is my shop, I'm here in Tampa, if you want to come by and shoot the cars. I said, you know what, I'll go over there. On my expense, my gas money, you know, my hotel, my trip, my time. It's about 3.5 hours away from me, so figured, you know, make a 6-hour round trip total for the day and shoot some cars. I'm down. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's start with today's feature. So guys, we're here with Joey.
What's going on, guys?
And we have his Civic right here behind him. Pretty much we went around a little bit, got some pulls, car's giving some issues, but you know, kind of want to know the story behind the car, the build, all the work you've done to it.
Yeah, so we just got the car running. It's been down for about a year or so. It was a completely stock K24 A2 about a year ago, and lifted the head, so I just decided to put the car away for a whole year, and then just went all out, built motor, roll cage, all the goodies, just pretty much changed the whole manifold. Just kind of got inspired a little bit, and here we are now. It's came a long way. I used to have a little white hatch, came from a B20V setup to K series. Took me about 3 years to get here where I'm at now, but it's all worth it.
Let's talk a little bit about your old chat, the white one you still have. So you said you went through multiple like all motor setups with that?
Yeah, so I could never make up my mind on what I wanted to do. So I had a RVC on it, I had some OBX ITVs on it, Skunk Ultra race when it came out. I just never made up my mind, and finally decided to just go turbo. That was the first setup when I had the side feed setup with the side feed Ultra race. Got that running, figured out I couldn't register the car. It had no title with a bad shell, so just left it in the yard to rot, and then I just switched the swap over to this one. Picked this one up, pretty good condition. That was the stock motor that went into to this one at first, and yeah, that's that's when it all started going downhill from there. All the money into it.
For someone who is big on motor, you have multiple motor setups, going to a turbo setup like this, was it always straight raw like this, up pipes, everything like that, or?
Yeah, from the get-go when I went turbo, it was just like this, up pipes, the whole nine. I didn't want to keep the car quiet and exhaust. No reason for that. I mean, it's not a daily driver, it's a weekend warrior, so just wanted to send it. Changed a few things up though, made it more aggressive, billet inserts, center feed manifold. Just kind of took the drivability away from it, so now it's more of a dedicated track car, I would say, but still driving on the street, it's insured, and it's got a tag on it, so it's a street car.
Yeah, so when you got the shell, what was on the shell? And as you told me, you did the cage and stuff like that?
So when I got the shell, it was just a shell. No motor, no trans, picked it up on Steely's. Stock suspension, nothing fancy, just your regular shell. Then after that, I put the motor in. I got the car painted already. Got it just like this. Paint's pretty decent.
What is the color on the engine bay?
It's like that Nardo gray. I believe it's Nardo gray. Audi RX-7. Put the motor in, got the car running. I drove it around for a couple months. I didn't really get to enjoy it much because from the get-go, the block it was bad. So lifted the head, put the car away before I threw a rod, and that's when I took everything apart, and then I decided to go, the setup that I got now. It's this block, it's a K24A1 CSS, race CSS block. Manley Turbo Tough rods, upgraded wrist pins, Aries pistons, 4-piston oil pump, Super Tech valve train, Inconel exhaust valves. Yeah, it's got the works. Still got stock K24A2 cams, so TSX cams. So off the shelf build, nothing secretive here, nothing crazy. It's got a stock transmission, RSX transmission, M factory diff. Saving up for a PPG.
How about the clutch?
It's a competition twin disc, DSS 2.9 axles. Those are like their 500 horsepower axles. Yeah, for suspension we got Block Drags, 18Ks. For the rear we got the SpeedFactory trailing arms. Huge difference, night and day difference from OEM to those. Yeah, it's got K2 race cables, Pro box shifter, CNC staging brake, going to the trailing arms, 10-point cage. Shout out to Drew Fernandez for the cage. It's an 8.5 certified cage. Parachute, Strauss chute on there. For the fuel, we got a 5-gallon fuel cell, custom made. Got just for the rear, nothing fancy. Sumps out from the bottom. For the fuel pumps, we got two 350 IL Deechworks, -8 feed, -6 return, with 200 micron filters before and after.
I see you have a very sick wiring setup, from the harness, from the dash, like everything. Could you explain to me what you have going on with everything?
For the harness, we got a Wireworks mil-spec harness. I had XOV wiring, True, he's out there in Orlando as well. He made my relay panel to work with the Fuel Tech. That's the ECU that I'm running on the car right now. Originally that harness was made for a Fuel Tech 450, but we ran out of outputs and inputs, so we kind of just upgraded. I sent the harness to True, the XOV wiring, so he can just upgrade some things, and then we upgraded the ECU to the FT600. King's Performance helped me out with that. Really good people.
And how do you like it so far? Because earlier today we were driving the car and you're like, let me put the other map on there just to mess around with it, change the boost levels, and you were playing with it, so it's dope.
So coming from K-Pro, it's a big difference. I mean, yeah, it's a standalone ECU, so obviously, it has its perks, but just having everything in one single unit where you don't have to have, most people have their race dash or have a race pack or an AEM CD7, whatever the case is. The Fuel Tech is just like an all-in-one unit, so you really get your money's worth, and everything is on the fly. So just like how we were driving out there, that was the map for the track. We literally 2 seconds just changed that map from the track map to the street map. It took me 2 seconds, uploaded it, and now we're going. So we can make adjustments on the fly from that ECU. It's touchscreen, has all the LED lights, so it's awesome. I love it. So yeah, right after FL2K, we literally parked the car in here, just left it, showed up today. We drove the car out, started driving fine. I have been having an issue with my fuel pumps. After a certain amount of boost, they just start going bad. So came to the shop, pulled the pumps, and one of them wasn't running. So I'm only running on one pump. So it's time to upgrade. So
yeah, well, I wanted to address it just
giving
because
us a little issues, but yeah, no, well, gonna get a Weldon on there, and whoever wants to run it back, you know.
Oh yeah, because we raised a 240 and
Yeah.
the 240 guy's talking on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you could clearly see, you know, the car was having some issues, but you know.
1, 2, 3.
All fun. Yeah, we'll get a new fuel pump on there, and you want to catch me on the street from a dig, anytime.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the FL2K event, just because that was the first event since the recent upgrades, right?
100%.
Walk us through the leading to the event and stuff.
So that was actually my first event with this car at all. Before, I never took it to the track, nothing. It was just like a last minute decision to go to FL2K. I just really wanted to test the car out. We have a local track, but it's an 8 mile, so I wanted to do a 1/4 mile, so what better way than to go to FL2K? I was already gonna go, just spend some time there with the guys, watch some racing. We decided to do some last minute prepping. You know, a lot of people stepped in and helped me out a lot to get the car ready. We showed up on Friday night. It was late, so we barely teched in. We didn't get to run that night. Saturday, first 2 passes, car was having hiccups again. I kept losing the coupler, so the car wasn't boosting at all. Fast forward to Sunday, we got a new coupler on there, changed a few settings on the ECU, just gave it about 15 pounds, and off the trailer we went straight into eliminations, ran a 10.8 at 130. Unfortunately, Mother Nature caught us and rained out the track, so the whole event was shut down after. But we still made the payout. Jumped from the bottom of the list to literally almost to the top. Pretty much got almost my entry fee back, so that was a pretty cool experience. You know, it's first time going out, first full pass, because the other passes, you know, they were trash. But yeah, first full pass for the car, ran a 10.8, skipped the 11-second club, and straight into the 10 seconds. It's pretty cool.
That's good for a car that had nothing, probably no engine, no turbo kit, nothing. What would you say to someone that says, hey, I want to go K-Series turbo, I want to go all out? What would you say to someone, from someone who actually has done it?
I would say, I mean, determine what you want to do with the car. What's your goal with it? I mean, obviously it's easy to just slap a turbo kit on a car and then just call it a day, drive it, beat it up, and then it breaks and you're stuck. Whoever just wants to go turbo, I wouldn't recommend going all out, all extreme like that. I mean, like I said, it just depends on your goal. My personal goal with the car was not really to drive it on the street, it was just to have a really fun weekend track car. The parachute, you know, it's not for show, neither is the cage. It's my safety every time I'm behind that wheel. So I do care about my safety. You know, I already spent all the money on everything else. So why skimp out on the safety? You know what I mean? Yeah, it looks cool, but it's mainly for safety. You don't have to do all that. I mean, I know people who have a really simple car, 500 horsepower, still with ACM power steering. It's a blast. But that's more like a daily driver car. But just determine what you want to do with the car, and always look for the deals. There's nothing sponsored on this car. I'm not sponsored by any big companies or things like that. I don't get free parts. I do get a lot of help though from my good friends. Shout out to William, PBR2, you know, he's the one who's helped me, you know, get the car where it's at right now. Shared a lot of knowledge with me. He tunes the car, you know. This is PBR2 in headquarters here. Also shout out to Evan. My man's Evan really came through the day before FL2K with putting on the belly pan and making the line for the stage and brake. Really good guy to help me out over at Crown Motorsports division. Yeah, other than that, my family been a big part of this, been supporting me all the way. My girlfriend has been a big help with this too. She supports me every step of the way with this. Doesn't agree about street racing, but you know. So I mean, a car like this requires pretty good amount of maintenance. Definitely oil changes after every event.
Any future plans for this car? Now that this car, it hit goal of yours at the track, and it still has a lot more potential to go way faster.
100%.
But we all have a goal, man, a step further, and I'm pretty sure you'll be like at Sport 4-wheel drive level at some time.
Yeah, that's actually in the works. Sometime soon. New year coming up, new goals. Yeah, so maybe by 2021, towards the end of 2021, we'll have a Sport 4-wheel drive, local, out of Tampa. That's kind of my goal with the car right now. I'm not really concerned about power. Don't really care what it makes, honestly. All I'm looking is for a number at the track. I mean, my goal with this car was just to have a 9-second car, 9.5 index car, and I got it. I know it's there. Just gotta figure out a few kinks and then get it done. That's it. Want to give a special thanks to all the people who were involved, helping me get to where I'm at today, especially my friends, my family. Special shout out to William Hudson, Billy. This guy has helped me out a lot, tremendously, with the build. As you can see, we're in PBR headquarters here. He tunes the car, he makes sure the car goes A to B, shares a lot of knowledge with me, just make sure we put the power down. Shout out to Tyler at Odyssey Fab. He did a turbo kit, make sure that was on point. Pipes, all that good stuff. Evan at Crown Motorsports Division always gets me right whenever I need something done last minute. That's my guy right there. He also ported my Ultra. He's a beast when it comes to the porting, like nobody else around here. Check him out. Also, shout out to Andrew Fernandez. You guys probably know him. He has the blue Sport 4-wheel drive CRX. Guy, they call him the mastermind. He really is. He did a lot of fab work on the car. He did that badass cage, 10-point parachute mount, battery mount, the scoop for the turbo. He has done a lot of work to the car. Definitely great work. Special shout out to him. Shout out to TR Autoworks, DeWitt. He got the car going straight. Did an alignment not too long ago, and the car just goes straight every single time.
Yeah, I said that. So
when we were doing the pool. King's Performance, big help, especially with the fuel tech. I bought both of my fuel techs from them. Definitely check them out. Pretty good deals with them. True from XOB Wirings. He is a killer with the wiring when it comes to that. Very knowledgeable person when it comes to fuel tech. That's my go-to guy for fuel tech. Anything you guys need wiring related, that's the man. Also shout out to Wireworks. They did make the harness. Really badass harness. Go ahead and check them out. Race Performance, can't forget about them. They do all my machine work, make sure everything is A1, top notch. They're local here in Tampa, Florida. Give them a follow. You know, just also want to give a shout out to Jose Fernandez. He's the one who built the motor. We built it right here not too long ago, actually. Put it together. That guy knows what he's doing. He also did the transmission. Yeah, shout out to him, and shout out to everybody else who along the way has tried to help out some way, somehow. You know, doesn't mean you have to touch the car, but anyway, you know, I really appreciate everybody's help, everybody's comments, everybody's feedback. I'm open to criticism. You know, I don't take it too serious, but yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody. It hasn't been easy getting to where I'm at right now, especially because nobody has handed me anything. You know, this has been from the ground up. No sponsors, just hard work. A lot of blood and hard work to get here. And it's not easy, but at the end, it's worth it. Even when it breaks, it's still worth it.
thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me come down to the shop and record your car, go for a ride. I had a lot of fun.
Thanks for the opportunity, man. Thanks for coming out and checking us out. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, man. So that's it for today. Filmed the car, had a great time. Like I said, it's like a 6-hour total drive for me. Just came down, he hit me up. He's one of like a lot of people that message me about filming their cars, and that's what I kind of want to do, is record people's stories and put them out there, you know. I want to showcase and show you guys some of the other cars. There's a lot of cars out there that people don't have Instagram, people don't have social media, and a lot of people, you know, don't really care for that. They just actually enjoy the sport, enjoy the cars, enjoy racing, enjoy putting together something that is going to make them happy and have fun. And this one is a nice feature. It's a street car, race car, whatever you want to call it, but he enjoys it. That's all that matters to me. So I appreciate you guys watching, man. That's it for today's video. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, and if you have someone with a nice car and has a cool story, let me know. If you're in the state of Florida, I'm driving all over to try to film people's cars.